Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. How many of you have ever been so excited about a new plant that you just kept watering it? You thought you were giving it all the love only to watch it slowly wilt, turn yellow, and give up on life. If that's you, type "I'm guilty" in the chat right now. Today, we're doing a deep dive into what I call the overwatering myth, the idea that more water equals faster growth. It's the #1 killer of seedlings and a huge source of frustration. For the next 60 minutes, we're not just going to talk about it, we're going to solve it. Here's our plan. First, we'll expose the myth and the science behind why it's so damaging. Then, I'll do a live demonstration showing you exactly how to diagnose overwatering and perform the simple knuckle test. After that, we'll tackle some related myths about light, soil, and fertilizer. And for the last half of the stream, I'll be answering all of your specific plant problems live in our Q&A session. So stick around, because your question might save your entire garden. Let's get into the grim details. The myth seems logical, right? Plants need water, so more water must be better. But here's the reality. Plants' roots need to breathe. They require oxygen from the air pockets in the soil. When you overwater, you flood those air pockets. You're essentially suffocating your plants. This leads to two major problems. Root rot. The roots, starved of oxygen, start to die and decay. They turn from healthy white to a mushy, foul-smelling brown. A dead root system can't take up water or nutrients, so the plant above ground starts to wilt, mimicking the look of being underwatered. It's a cruel irony. Damping off. This is a fungal disease that thrives in cool, wet soil. It attacks the stem at the soil line, and your healthy-looking seedling will literally collapse and die overnight. So, you're not being nurturing, you're creating a drowning, disease-ridden environment. You're trying to drive your garden with the parking brake slammed on. Okay, enough with the scary stuff. Let's talk solutions. The reality is this. Consistent moisture is key, not constant sogginess. The single most important skill you can learn is the finger knuckle test. It's not about a schedule, water every Tuesday. It's about checking the soil's actual condition. Watch this. Pick up the perfectly watered plant. This plant was watered 2 days ago. I'm going to stick my finger into the soil, right up to my second knuckle. Do it. Feel that? The top inch is dry, but down here I can feel a slight coolness and moisture. This means it does not need water. It's perfect. Now look at this one. Pick up the overwatered plant. The soil is dark, it's clumping, and might even have green algae on top. If I stick my finger in, it feels cold and muddy. This plant is in trouble and needs to dry out immediately. And this one? Pick up the dry plant. The soil is pulling away from the edges of the pot, it's light in color, and feels bone dry all the way down. This one is crying out for a good drink. So the rule is simple. Stick your finger in. If the top 1-2 inches are dry, water thoroughly. If it's moist, walk away. That's it. Now that we've slain the big dragon, let's tackle a few of its cousins. The overwatering myth often comes with friends. Myth number 2. Mist your seedlings every day for humidity. Reality? While some tropical plants like it, for most seedlings, constant wetness on the leaves is a fast track to fungal diseases. Better to use a humidity dome briefly or a proper humidifier. Myth number 3. All plants need rich, nutrient-dense soil to start. Reality? Seedlings are incredibly sensitive. A dedicated seed starting mix, which is often lighter and has less fertilizer, is actually better to prevent burning those delicate young roots. Myth number 4. If a plant is struggling, give it fertilizer. Reality: never fertilize a sick plant. You have to diagnose the problem first. If the issue is root rot from overwatering, fertilizer will just stress it further and finish it off. All right, let's get to your questions. The chat has been fantastic. Let's see. Sarah asks, what if I'm using a fabric pot? Does that change things? Great question, Sarah. Fabric pots air prune the roots and dry out much faster, So you might need to water more frequently, but you still use the knuckle test. The method doesn't change. John says, "My basil is wilting, but the soil is wet. What do I do?" John, that is the classic sign of overwatering and potential root rot. I would gently remove it from the pot, check the roots, and if they're brown and mushy, it might be a goner. But if there are still white roots, repot it into fresh, dry soil, and don't water it for a few days. We have time for one more. Lily asks, "Is bottom watering better?" Excellent point, Lily. Bottom watering, where you let the plant soak up water from a tray below, is a fantastic way to encourage deep root growth and avoid getting the topsoil too wet. It's a great technique to prevent overwatering. Wow, that hour flew by. I hope this deep dive has completely changed the way you think about watering. If you take only one thing away today, let it be the knuckle test. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dive sessions like this every week. I'm doing a live stream next week on the truth about natural pest control, and you won't want to miss it. To make this super easy, I've created a free one-page PDF cheat sheet that summarizes the knuckle test and the signs of overwatering versus underwatering. The link to download it is in the description below. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Now go forth and water with confidence. Bye, everyone.